What's up, everybody? It is the Best Bot Kiss Move, and I am back with another video. Today we are reviewing Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Earthblood. Now, this game, I had my eyes on it, been talking about it in podcasts and Twitter. Saw the reviews, they're poor, but the gameplay trailers still had me quite interested. It's Xbox Series X and S and optimized, so they say. This game was done by Cyanide Studios. Nacon is the publisher. They kind of put out quite a few games a year. Nothing spectacular, but this one caught my eye. A game you're playing as a werewolf. It's RPG mechanics. Could be a sleeper, a hack and slash, whatever. Could be a sleeper. So let's talk about it. What is Werewolf, the Apocalypse, Earthblood? What is it? What is this story? This game, you are a werewolf. You are a part of a pack. Your name is Kahal. Tragedy happens. This game is all about tragedy and getting revenge. Now, the order of these things happening and what you spend your time doing kind of is up in the air, and I think that's what throws a monkey wrench in this game. But nevertheless, the story is interesting. It's interesting. I wouldn't say entertaining. It is interesting. Because this game is story focused, there's a story. They're trying to push a narrative behind the game. They're trying to push a story, some a drama, some dilemma. They want to spark with emotion. The emotion that's supposed to be in the Werewolf, the Apocalypse is not there because the acting is poor. The voice acting is also poor. When things are supposed to be cinematic and climactic and you're supposed to feel something, the delivery from the characters is so anticlimactic, and it kind of takes the moment out of it. For every time this game tries to make you feel something, get a reaction of you, or try to motivate you to push through to get to the next level, to exact revenge, it's sucked out of you from the delivery of the voice acting and how dull, monotone, tone deaf a lot of things sound. So it's just, I feel like I'm doing things because I feel like I have to pretend how mad I would be if I was in Kal-El's shoes, because Kal-El or Cal is not doing his job in terms of voice acting. So story is mid. There's a plot. It's an interesting plot, just not well executed. Now let's talk about visuals. Visually, this game is not a next generation game, even though it is optimized for the Xbox Series X and S, and it does support smart delivery. And when I say it's not really it's not a next gen game, even in the slightest. I believe the only difference is a frame rate difference between the series consoles versus the one console. Visuals, they're not impressive at all. In fact, the install size of this game is exactly the same as it would be on your Xbox One. Matter of fact, I just felt like they gave me 2 copies of the game, of the same exact game. So this game visually is not going to show off any next generation console. I know this game is available on PlayStation 4, I think a PS5 or whatever. It's not going to show your console. Does it run at 60? Yes, but it's not visually impressive. The gameplay, a game like this, right? The gameplay is supposed to shine. You get to turn into a badass werewolf. That's what you want to be. When you think of werewolf, you think of hacking, slashing, executions, and all sort of like just destroying everything, destruction all over the place, just satisfying gameplay. You barely get it. Your first go around is mid because, you know, when you start out the game, you don't have a lot of power, or you don't have a lot of moves, you don't have a lot of skill trees. As you go through the game, you earn different things and skill your guys up, but I feel like as you progress, it still doesn't get better. Nothing really satisfies. They have alternative ways for you to play this game. You play this game as 3 forms. You play as your human form, which can't do anything but freaking duck, pretty much crouch. As a human form, you can crouch and shoot an arrow at cameras and non-suspecting AI. You can't fist fight as an enemy. You can sneak up behind somebody and take them down if you want to stealth that way. You also play as a dog form or a wolf form, not like a wolf form, which is the most fun because it allows you to get through the levels stealthy and kind of figure out how you want to get through the levels. And then you got the werewolf form, where you probably activate after getting caught, where you encounter a lot of enemies, because that's the only really form you can take that allows you to fight. And it has a cool concept. I think the combat could have been a lot better. The problem is I feel like the game's stealth option is really good, but the game doesn't really motivate you to use it. You kind of have to challenge yourself to use it, because at any point during the game, you could just hit the werewolf button and hit the rage button, boom, destroy everybody, and then get through the level. I feel like this game would have had a better chance had it like structured. This is the first time I would ever advocate for stealth inspired missions, because this game does stealth very well when you're doing it. To give myself a challenge, I stealthed about 3 levels because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it this way. Sure, I can turn into a werewolf at any point in time and destroy everybody on the map, but that was the game had like very potential. It's like when in development, it felt like this game had nice potential, and it just was never very executed. So I feel like the gameplay does get boring, the story does get very boring, and honestly, it's not a long ride. I might have put maybe 12 hours or so into the game. I beat it. It's not something that I think I'd play again. It has multiple difficulty settings, but I don't think it make a difference. There are some cool, interesting boss battles that take place that brings out some of the challenge in the game, and I thought that was cool. The last boss probably took me 3 tries before I completely figured it out. But this is the type of game that I would nominate for Game Pass. Now, I'm not saying Game Pass has bad games. This is a game, Werewolf is a game that, you know, is on retail for $50. You see it, you buy it, and you're looking at the review scores. It's not quite worth the money, especially for your brand new shiny console. It's not quite worth it. It's not quite there. It's not scratching any itch on by any case scenario. It's not scratching any of the itches. So it's a game that's probably not going to sell anything. I think its cap is probably less than 100,000 if it's going to sell, and that's why I say this is a perfect candidate for Game Pass. Not because Game Pass only releases poor games, but this game should have been something in a subscription system. You play, give it a try, and then people will learn to appreciate it. It gets recognized there, people talk about it, and then maybe other people pick it up. I think the asking price of $50 was a little bit too much. I do recommend giving it a try, but not quite at this price. I say if you see this game for $19.99 or even $29.99, give it a try. If it lands in Game Pass, I definitely recommend it. But overall, for the asking price, I just can't do it. If I had to get a score on Werewolf, yes, it will be a 6 out of 10. And that's because you can't call this game next gen or throw an X and X tab on this game and not make it look visually better. This game looks like if they remastered Dead to Rights and released it in 2006, that's what I would expect it to look like, which is not saying much. And the game has potential. Hopefully you give this team more money, a bigger budget, and a better publisher. They could probably make something that's probably a 75 Metacritic. But right now, I have to give this game a 6 out of 10. That's my review for Werewolf. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.